Hello again, my name's Gabe Zolna. I've never been a real big fan of a number of these Republican senators. Marco Rubio being one of them. Huh? You thought he learned his lesson when he got screwed by the Gang of Eight. I just read a article on the Marshall Report, and it stated the 24th of September 2015. I'm going to give you the highlights because I think it's important. I'll also attach the link. Marco Rubio, what have you done? If you watch some of my videos, I've referred to him as a kid, and I think he is a kid, a dumb kid. Little boy Senator Marco Rubio cast the deciding vote for Obama trade on Tuesday as it squeaked through the U.S. Senate 60-37, and he did not even read the bill. Well, none of that surprises me because none of them do. They vote party line. I don't know what he was promised, but he was obviously promised something. The Trade Promotion Authority, the TPA bill, that would fast-track at least 3 highly secretive trade deals that Obama has been negotiating for years. The TPA will, now that it's going to pass, effectively ensure the congressional approval of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the TPP, Trade and Service Agreement, TISA, and the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, TTIP. The text of the TISA and TTIP agreement is currently entirely secretive, even to lawmakers on Capitol Hill and their staffs. Though WikiLeaks did uncover several TISA documents that leaked and proved the detail would surrender congressional power over U.S. immigration policy to the executive branch and perhaps to a newly created traditional entity. To read more, click the link below. What this means is that Congress has become irrelevant. What it means is that the executive branch has total control on immigration, all forms of immigration. Does that surprise you when you've got a kid that's Cuban, whose parents were Cuban? It's time that this insanity stop. You want to read the rest of the article. It's most interesting. Not at all, again, surprising when you recognize that Rubio is a rhino. Anyone that votes against the interests of the Republicans, which a number of these senators have done, lame brain Johnny McCain, wet start Johnny, is one of them, as is Lindsey Graham, and there are others. You really want to read the rest of this article. It's scary. The TPP text for the Pacific Rim trade deal would give the Sultan of Brunei, who has implemented Sharia law in his nation and banned Christmas entirely, an equal vote to that of the United States. Do you not see where this country's headed? Obama won't stop until Sharia law rules whatever's left of this land. And Marco Rubio just helped sign that deal. He needs to go. He needs to go now. That's sort of what I think. You know what the problem with this country is? The problem with this country is people don't give a damn. Most people haven't got a clue as to what's going on. And you know what proves that? You've got this Hillary Rotten Clinton, the butcher of Benghazi. You've got the butcher of Benghazi with a 44% approval by these whacked out American Democrats. Anyone with even half a brain knows the woman is completely and totally incompetent and completely and totally ruthless. As Secretary of State, what has she accomplished? Nothing that benefits the American people. She helped Obama by setting the Middle East on fire. She helped people that she was associated with, like Mohammed Morsi. Hillary and Bill were friends with the Morsis when they lived in the United States in the 1980s. Do you not find it somewhat coincidental that she was instrumental, along with the chosen one, to get Morsi to become president of Egypt? He's now on death row. That's probably where Hillary needs to be as well. But she shouldn't be there alone. I've sort of transgressed. And the reason that I transgressed is because I'm sick and tired of listening to these garbage-spewing senators destroying our country. These useless, incompetent members of Congress, like Jeffrey the Flake Flake, who spends most of his time hobnobbing with the Democrats. He went to Africa with Obama. He voted in favor of this idiotic, moronic trade deal that Obama's put together with Iran and that jackass ketchup king. Folks, and he's not alone. Lindsey Graham voted in favor of it as well. And there was, I think, 6 other senators. It's totally insane. You can't trust any of them. Their interests aren't your interests. Their interests aren't the safety and future of your children and your grandchildren. These people are mentally unbalanced. And they've gotten that way by living an elitist lifestyle that you allowed them to live. Read the article on Marco. You know what the problem again is? So what? So what? So you might know about Marco. Most people are clueless. They look at that smiling little face of his and they think that the sun shines on him. He's totally worthless. As is Jeffrey the Flake Flake, as is the songbird of the Anno Hilton, as is Lindsey Graham, as is Chuck Schumer, as is Nancy Pelosi, as is Diane Frankenstein, as is Barbara Boxer, as is the mayor of New York, as is the governor, Cuomo. He's out of his mind. Remington Arms in 2016 would have been in New York for 200 years. They're leaving New York. They're going to Alabama. And they're taking hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue that they generate with them. Rubio and Governor Cuomo don't like companies that manufacture guns. Once again, I'm transgressing, and it's so easy to do because there's so much to talk about. The frustration that I have, so few care. Go up to someone and ask them a current political question. They don't know. They don't care. They're clueless. If they weren't clueless, you wouldn't have this skag, this pantsuit pig, be anywhere in the polls. She needs to be sent to prison. The butcher of Benghazi. You sort of know what I think. Read the article and you'll know more about this smiling Floridian who needs to be kicked to the curb. He is not eligible to be running for president. He needs to be kicked to the curb now.